the client and the representative should, at a very early stage, try to provide some form of guideline and format. I think sometimes it's a bit difficult when you ask the contractors, can you come up with the word method statement? But then you never sort of like tell them how detailed you want it to be, or how specific, in certain things that you want it to be, and what aspects you want them to write on the work method statement. But contractually, in all contracts, there will be clauses that stipulate submission of work method statement normally. Okay, I mean, some does not mention it explicitly. Okay, but they can actually say that it is the right of the SO under documents mutually explanatory to actually get you to, or instruct you to provide the SO asks the contractor to provide. Okay, PAM will allow the architect, which is the SO, to request for work method statement, and CIDV also support this through quality management and site supervision. Work method statement, to use work method statement for quality management and site supervision purposes. So they will base on work method statement to actually supervise the team. So work method statement, we get a contractor to write because we want to see what they know what they're doing. That's number one. It's very important. That is something like a check and balance as well. But I think the other aspects is we also get them to write because we don't want to sort of like limit their creativity, in a sense, limit their way of doing things. If everything we write very specifically and in instruction how things should be done and all that, then we are actually very limited we are actually limiting the skills, and we are also limiting the pool of people who can do the job as well. So I think to get them to do the work medicine is to give that freedom to contractor to actually work in the way that they are comfortable in that sense. So, but of course, we don't want them to be too comfortable that they will just be too happy dilly, do whatever they want kind of situation. So, that's why we get them to commit first. So in all contract forms, in all contracts in Malaysia, if it's not very specifically method statement, but there will be some form of clauses that allows SO or the supervisor to actually request for these sort of documents. Okay, so work method statement is basically the complexities and on the risk of the work profile. So normally we will get them to write especially very detailed work method statement if you're working in heights work near utilities and work method statement sometimes we will get them to write because of way leave and or maybe it's dealing with ME as well, something more complicated. So we want the method statement to be very, very, very detailed in that sense. So so these are the documents that is more on the procedures, steps of doing things, and how they are conforming to what standards and all that. But when it comes to PQP, which is getting more and more common in the industry, and in fact it's like quite a must as well now for all most project will call for PQP. So this PQP is another level of document. This is about a system. They want to know contractors' quality management system. They want to know not only what method statement will be sort of like part of this PQP. Okay, so they will also want to see how you're going to control your documents, how you're going to analysis, and then what is your protocols in terms of inspections, and what are the measures, the control measures, what is the measurement that you put in certain work and all that. So PQP, if you have attended quality management class with me, so I would say PQP, this is the quality management system. So you would list down based according to material, like then you say from the material, what standards of material, what kind of material you want, that could come in terms of specifications. And then you can also put in the checking, the whole point, where to get it, what documents to provide, together with the materials, is it the invoice or is it the order form from which factories and all that. and then or some some material unique certificates as well. So then make sure that it's not smuggled or not according to certain standards. So yeah, manufactured according to certain standards, and then some materials you want it to be tested, for example. So then these are all the systems that you have. So from your planning to your submission, and then to the implementation, and then it will be having some control measure in it, like if it fails this or test kit fail, then what you should do, and how many test kits should you take. So it's an overall system. This is not only work method statement. Okay, so it's an overall system of how the contractor plan to do the work. But like I said, for me, usually I would recommend in quality management, want to set up set it up according to material, the M's. Okay, so method is definitely part of the M's as well. So from the method, work breakdown, the method, together with the material, machinery, and machinery and manpower, the labor. So all this we will run through, the quality expectation, the standards, the checking, the measure, the documents, and the testing procedures and the measurement or what fail, what is failed, what is passed, and if you don't, if you have it, how frequently do you check and all that. So it's overall, it's pretty much like a whole system. So this one here, P2P again, well, it most of the contract forms, okay, there won't be anything specifically asked you to produce the PQP, but then there will be, like I said, you can instruct a contractor to supply you with the P2P. Okay, so I think that one it gives that room to the supervisor side to actually call the contractor to submit the P2P to make sure that it is in accordance. And the sad thing is, some contractors just submit their specification and they say, "Oh, you got specs already. Why so mafan? So troublesome. So macam-macam. Want to submit what method statement, want to submit PQP. Now, what is the difference between PQP and work method statement?" So I think, SO do have that right. So what we are focusing on here is SO do have that right, okay, to call and ask for this document. And then the other important aspects is all parties must agree. So SO must give agreement or approval, but SO will not be held responsible if things doesn't work out in that method statement or PQP. So again, this is the contractor produced kind of, it can be requested by SO, produced by contractor, approved, everybody must agree to the statement, agree to the PQP before the work commences normally. Then later on, the supervision part will be pretty much based on what is declared in that way in the work method statement. Certain contracts, they will have specific PQP, some they will call for certain quality management system, and they will have work method statement. The work method statement is a little bit more obvious in most contracts than PQP. Okay. All right. So now we go down to look at other clauses as well. Okay. Yeah. So these two clauses on material, manpower, and machineries. These are three typical aspects. So manpower and machinery. Like I said, all contractors are supposed to appoint competent representatives. We mentioned that just now. So under certain clauses in PWD, PAMS, JKR form, they will have certain specific wording that says that, you contractor must give authorized, they must have a name, they must give name of the personnel that is in charge of the work. And this is their supervisory team, this is their qualification, and that is again subjected to the approval of the SO or the supervisor. So the supervision team will play a very pivotal role because they are the one that's going to be managing, work, and also liaising with the client side, liaising with the SO side, and managing subcontractors as well, and resolving all the contract issues. So this flows under manpower or under manpower, more on supervision team from the contractor. That is one